It's interesting, man, because I think, at least from my perspective, having talked to people along the way who aspired to maybe have a job like I had, to be able to talk to the musicians and actors like I did as a career, people in broadcasting. I never went to school for broadcasting.
Right.
That's the thing that usually blows people's mind. I just fell ass backwards into it. It's this luck thing we're talking about.
Right.
And sometimes people can get really discouraged because they see people on TV or in movies or on stage putting out records, doing the things they want to do, and they don't understand why they can't get there. So it almost fucks with their confidence.
Yes.
And like, you know, like exactly like we're talking about, we see that it's just about kind of believing that if you just kind of work hard and pay your dues, and these moments will come along and you need to be able to grab them. It's like when the band was sort of becoming a big deal in Atlantic Canada, in the Maritimes, and we moved from Newfoundland to Nova Scotia, there was this television show called Going Coastal, much east at first.
Right.
And this guy named Mike Campbell, who was one of the original VJs, and I remember watching him. And then he was in Halifax hosting this show, and I remember thinking, oh my God, that's it. Like, this was the next big milestone for me. If we can get on that show, because I'd be watching all these bands that I knew.
Right.
And like these East Coast bands who were doing well, and I thought, okay, that's how I'll get on Much
So
Music.
if you can get on Going Coastal,
well, then
that's it. You're going to be.
Then you're on Much Music.
Right.
You're part of the culture.
And you're up like that.
You're part of the culture,
right?
and
Yeah.
that's where it was in my mind. So, anyway, that was it. He was leaving. You know, he was leaving the company after 25 years or whatever, and I had been on the show at that point a bunch of times. They played our videos, and we were like regular band, and people across Canada were knowing us because of that. And I'd never even remotely thought about being on TV. It just never occurred to me. Not that I didn't want to do it, it just never occurred to me. And he goes, I gotta find someone to host this show. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you could host this show? And I was like, yeah, I could. And then he just went, no, you really could host this show. So then he started having me do like guest interviews during the summer, knowing he was leaving in September, almost as a way to plant me. And that's it. Now 12 years later, I'm known as a TV guy, and I never thought of doing it. And it wasn't because I wasn't capable. Someone passed me the ball. He just totally pushed for me to get it. And he wasn't the only reason I got it, but he started that. And he was the one who said, you're the guy for this. You know music, you're a musician, people recognize you on this show, you love this scene, you're the guy. And he pushed for it as the last thing he did at that company, and that changed my life.